Hello and welcome to AutoTrader Carology Bitesize, our video series where we chat with industry experts to give you the latest in Canadian automotive to ensure that you are in the know. I'm your host Sabrina Ruda from AutoTrader, and today I'm joined by Tiffany Ding, who spearheads our consumer insights and intelligence. Today, Tiffany will be sharing an update on our latest consumer research, which goes over electric vehicles. Thank you so much for joining me today, Tiffany.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Can you start by giving us some background about the electric vehicle or EV study?
For sure, this is a study to help us understand consumers' interest in buying an electric vehicle, including hybrid. In February and March this year, we surveyed over 1,300 AutoTrader users across Canada to help us understand their drivers and barriers for buying an EV.
Can you give us an update on electric vehicle ownership and how that compares to last year?
Of course, what we found from the study is that 1 in 10 consumers currently own an electric vehicle. There's a slight uptick, about 2-point increase in EV ownership compared to what we saw last year.
So what about people who don't own an EV? What does their interest look like?
So for folks who don't currently own an EV, 56% actually say they're open to buying an EV for their next car. Consumers' interest in EV is still strong, but we do see that softening compared to what we saw last year. If you think about what happened in 2022, we had record high gas prices, and the EV interest was heightened in response to that, and that surge seems to have leveled off this year. And of course, given the market condition, macroeconomic factors are also at play here. Vehicle prices, interest rate, inflation are all factors impacting those who are not considering an EV.
So what are some of the reasons that someone would consider buying an EV or not?
In terms of drivers to buy an EV, year over year, we continue to see fuel cost savings, environmentally friendliness, and low maintenance as the top reasons for buying an EV. On the flip side, for those who are not considering an EV, the top barriers remain to be range limitation, purchase costs, and charging station availability.
It would probably be beneficial for dealers who are looking to boost their EV sales to educate consumers about those points, like the range, charging stations, cost of ownership. What other recommendations would you have for dealers?
I think providing updated and relevant information to consumers is key. For instance, buyers may not be aware of the government incentives available, or the long-term savings they may have on fuel costs or maintenance. And of course, consumers' perception may be outdated based on a time when their EVs were less efficient and the charging station were less available. Information is power. So really, the more your customers know about EV, the higher chance you have to help them go green.
Thank you so much. Those are all great takeaways that I'm sure will help keep our dealers informed. And I just want to thank you again for joining us today. I know you have some other research studies in the works, so I'm sure we'll chat again soon.
For sure, it's my pleasure to be here.
For more information and to access the full results from this study, please visit our newsroom at AutoTrader.ca/newsroom. To stay up to date on future automotive research studies, best practices, tips, and tricks, be sure to follow AutoTrader on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining me, and we hope to have you join us for the next AutoTrader Carology Bitesize.